right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about survival foods that you forgot to add to your pantry. Now, we're going to be a little bit more specific and talking more about the morale foods that you can add to your pantry. Now, the biggest thing with a lot of us is we have families, we have children, we have significant others, and you don't want to make it to where all you're eating is beans and rice. Now, of course, that could get you by, but kids are picky eaters. Some people are picky eaters, and having some of that comfort food that you're very familiar with and very used to is a great addition to your pantry, regardless of the situation that we might go into. So, these are a few items that you may have thought about or forgot about. And my personal thing is some of these items are for consideration purposes. So, the first thing we're going to get into is going to be ramen. Now, every prepper should have some ramen noodles in their pantry. But what I like about these is because they are high in calorie, they last a good amount of time, and you only need water to make them. But the consideration that I wanted to add was cup of noodles. Now, the specific reason why I chose this one is this is something you can have in your vehicle, something you can put in your bug out bag. Not only is it ramen and it's an actual meal, but this is something that you don't really have to worry about weather considerations with. You have not only a way to feed yourself, but you also have an additional cup as well for making a hot beverage, maybe just boiling some water and having something to drink out of. This is kind of a little thing that you should do, not only to add to maybe your vehicles, stuff like that, for in case your car breaks down and you're just sitting there waiting, but these can also be started up with not hot water. It may not taste the best, but all you need to do is add water to soften up the noodles, and this is edible. So this is a great addition, regardless of what you might think, because it has the added bonus of the cup, and this is something that you can store into a vehicle. This doesn't have a way to eat it unless you were at home with a bowl. This, on the other hand, does. Unless you plan on eating this hard, which, I feel like in high school we all did that at one point or another, but it's just not as good as the real thing. So the next thing we're going to talk about, guys, is going to be prepackaged meat. Now, this isn't the same as canned meat because this is pre-cooked, and these are enjoy straight out of the pouch packets. Now, each one has about it says 2.6 ounces, but this is a pretty decent amount of meat. I usually put these in quesadillas, but it is an additional thing that you can put in your bug out bag. You don't really have to worry about the weather conditions with these ones as well. But what I really like about them more than anything is these have a very decent shelf life of about 5 years. So this is close to the canned goods, but as you can see, much more stackable. I have a huge tray in my house that has these in them. So this actually has about the same amount of meat in the can, but it's in a more packaged, more concealed container. And you can bend them, you can fold them up, no problem. But 130 calories per pouch is a great addition. You throw this on with ramen, you add it to bread, make a sandwich. They even have chicken salad. They have all sorts of things. You can find these at your local Walmart, Smith's, things like that. These are in almost every grocery store in the country, but these are a fantastic addition to your pantry and for quick meals as well. Now, the next thing we're going to cover is just one that a lot of people don't really think about, and it is having ways to make gravy. Mashed potatoes or the instant mashed potatoes are a great addition to your pantry as well, which I do have some of that here, but these go great and have a great combination together. But the consideration is the gravy. A lot of people might have instant mashed potatoes or things of that nature in their household. This is the additional thing that you need to consider. Don't just have bland mashed potatoes. You want to have ways to make gravy, ways to make maybe chicken broth, country gravy, things like that. This is a great addition not only to mashed potatoes, you can also add it onto rice, you can add it onto meat, you can make like skillet meals with it. But making gravy is super easy, but having something that's a lot simpler, just add water. Sometimes, the simplicity is what you're after. And these do have a 6-year shelf life. These are dehydrated potatoes. So these realistically, if they're kept in a cool, dry, temperature controlled place, will last you 25 years. So these are a fantastic choice, but this is the thing that you probably forgot. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, which is my personal favorite, is a bread substitute. Now, a lot of us like having, biscuits and gravy. A lot of people are going to have flour and stuff to add to their food repertoire. But something as simple as cornbread mix, you can make breakfast breads with it, add a little bit of butter, and this is a perfectly fine breakfast. You can make it with skillet meals. You can make it with barbecue food. Kind of the sky's the limit depending on how you feel like doing it. But this is 50 cents for one of these, and this makes a full muffin pan's worth of cornbread for 50 cents. I have so much of this stuff, it's coming out of my ears at my house. But my kids love it, my wife loves it, I love it, and it is a great addition to several meals in my household. So, and there are some considerations with this because you can have cornbread things, but also things like instant muffin mix or things like instant banana bread mix. There are things out there that can give you the ease of use and the great addition of having a bread substitute without breaking the bank. All right. So the next item we're going to cover, which is my personal vendetta against a lot of things, is going to be drink mixes. Every prepper on YouTube will sit there and tell you, oh, get all the water in the world. But not a lot of people like to drink just water. So having things like Kool-Aid, lemonade, little packets. Now this is the consideration that I was talking about. So this is a pretty standard thing that a lot of people are going to have in their household. But these ones are the consideration. Something you can put into a 16 fluid ounce bottle or a 12 ounce bottle and have a flavored drink. You can add it to your canteen. You can put these in your bug out bags. This is a great addition. And that is also going for things like instant coffee or for the kids out there, things like hot chocolate.
That's if your son doesn't drink them all.
Oh, literally, I had to steal this out of a pack that I had at home because my son does drink them all the time. These are a great addition to not just get used to just drinking water. You're going to get tired of it unless you are someone who drinks it all the time. But even some of the most avid people I know who drink water all the time still enjoy a cup of coffee every once in a while, enjoy a glass of tea, or, even something as simple as hot chocolate, So having additional ways to drink and things you can add to water to make them more flavorful are really going to help you out, especially with your picky children or, let's be honest, kids love sugar. So having things like this are a great addition to your pantry. Plus, these all have a very long shelf life. You're looking at between 5 to 10 years if stored properly. I believe this is a little bit longer just because of the way it's created, but this can go a little bit worse, a little bit sooner. But this and these are much longer lifespans. But, not everything that we're going to put in our pantries are going to be 25 years, folks. You have to think about what your family drinks on a day-to-day basis that really can add to your pantry. Alrighty. So the next thing I'm going to add, which is a main consideration for something you may forgot, is instant desserts, whether it be cake mixes, instant pudding mixes. All you need to do is add milk, and that is it. This is 2 cups of milk makes 4 cups of pudding. It is a fantastic thing. My family loves it. This was 28 cents. 28 cents. Now, for people who have kids, they go and buy those pudding cups and stuff like that, and you're looking at $1, $2. This can make the same amount of pudding for a literal quarter of the price and will last a very long time. It's great for adding to pies as well, but having that extra morale boost is something that's going to be invaluable to you, especially when things are not going so well in life. So the next things I'm going to cover are going to be breakfast items in particular. Now, with these ones, I just kind of grabbed a couple out of my pantry, but these are items that a lot of people aren't going to have in their pantry on a day-to-day basis. Most people, especially preppers, are going to have things like breakfast bars, or they're going to have maybe protein bars or muscle bars or whatever they have. This is a cheap alternative to that children like, but still gives you 130 calories. It's a quick little thing that you can eat. And a box of 36 of these go for $5.45. Now, going on to instant oatmeal. A lot of preppers will add oats to their pantries, but I feel like we should not kind of count out the instant oatmeal and the packets themselves. This is an individual serving packet. This is something you can easily throw in your bug out bag, add some hot water, and boom, you have breakfast. This is a great addition, and it's already pre-flavored. So you're not going to have to make the oats and add the syrup and all this stuff to make the flavors. It comes pre-flavored, much more simple than actually having to make homemade oatmeal. And a box of these, I believe it is a box of 24, it's a variety pack, is about $7. So it's definitely something you can use to not break the bank, but be able to feed your kids for several days. And the next one, which is straight up a morale boost, because realistically, if you have these in your diet all the time, you probably look like me, which would be Pop-Tarts. Now, these are great because they last a couple years in the pantry. They are high with sugar and carbs and plenty of stuff to get your day going. But kids love this. You know, getting your kids to eat oatmeal every morning might be a difficult challenge, or making them eat eggs or whatever. Kids are kind of the point of this specific video, because if you have them have something like this when things are just going wrong in the world, this is a great way to boost their morale and make sure that they're getting fed. It might not be the most healthy thing, but hey, we all love our sugar, we all love our junk food. So having something like that is a big morale boost. But these all are a great consideration for breakfast items. And the final two things that I'm going to add, which are a big thing for my family, is seasonings. Seasonings, people, seasonings.
We can't all be white people.
We cannot all be tasteless white people who think salt is spicy. Okay? Garlic salt, meat salt, the Montreal steak seasoning, onion powder, paprika, taco seasoning. Okay? These are things you need to add. Bland food makes for boring food, makes for food fatigue. Having a way to spice up your food, make it taste better to you, and make it go down a little bit easier is going to be a game changer. Too many people worry about stocking up food but don't think of how they're going to season it. I mean, do you eat pasta sauce that's just tomato paste? No. You get pasta sauce that has seasoning in it. Do you just add meat to tortillas and call it a taco? Or do you season it? You have to be considerate of what you eat on a day-to-day basis. And almost anyone in America adds seasoning to their food. You can't skip that.
Need the MSG.
Yep. So these are a fantastic addition. But this specifically is the consideration. There are seasoning packets out there where you can make sloppy Joe mix, you can make tacos, you can even add and create like a stroganoff taste. Gravy packets, again, can make for great meal preps as well. So adding flavor to food that's going to be bland and making it a seasoned, palatable meal, something like this is 25 cents. And it is a great addition. And this is absolutely fantastic because it also adds calories, and it's a way to get your micronutrients, your sodium, things like that. This is a great addition, and it's super simple, but so many people forget it. So don't forget, guys, season your food. All right, guys, so that's the list we have for you guys today. But just remember, food is not as cut and dry as a lot of people think. You don't want to eat the same 3 things every single day. So don't. Go out, get yourself palatable food. Get, Pop-Tarts and oatmeal, and get things for your kids. Get things that are chocolatey and gross. I know that you don't want it. I know you want to eat healthier. We all do. But the biggest issue is this. Morale is a very important subject you have to touch on when it comes to survival in its entirety. If you have people that are not eating because the food is bland and doesn't taste good, or it's the same thing that they're eating over and over and over again, or one of my personal fears is eating stuff that our bodies aren't used to and getting stomach aches, getting sick, having diarrhea, things that can actually cause health problems and actually put you in danger in the long run because your body's just not used to it. So eat things you're used to. Stock up on things that you maybe don't want your kids to eat all the time, but have them, once a week. Get them used to eating a Pop Tart once a month so they know what it is, they know they like it, and, add to your pantry. You have to think, guys, it's not all beans, bullets, and band aids. It's taco seasoning, it's Kool Aid, it's, toilet paper that doesn't make your finger go in that hole and, make you uncomfortable. Comfortability is a huge component in survival. We are not here trying to, survive to live. We're trying to survive to thrive. That is our goal. And as long as you are making sure that your family is well fed and you guys are going to make it through whatever hard times come your way, don't be afraid to go out and get things that are specific morale boosts. All right, guys. So that's all we have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, death is the rule, but survival is the exception. We'll see you guys next time.